In the late 1930s, a man in Europe had the idea to go into the toy business with several business partners. Initially, this company specialized in wood toys, but became more and more unhappy with using wood as a material. This company became an early advocate of plastics as a safe and hygienic alternative in toys, and soon began manufacturing toys using new injection mold technology. These self-locking building bricks could be stacked on top of each other and were held in place by studs on the top. The man behind this innovative toy patented the 2x4 stud brick in 1947. Now, if you think this is the story of Ole Kurt Christensen and Lego, you are completely wrong. The summary I just presented was that of British psychologist and inventor Hilary Page, the man behind Kittycraft. The story goes as follows. Ole Kurt Christensen and his son became aware of the Kittycraft brick after examining a sample and possibly drawings given to them by the British supplier of the first injection molding machine they purchased. Upon realizing its potential, Ole Kurt modified the Kittycraft brick and marketed his own version 2 years after the patent was granted to Kittycraft. The automatic binding brick, as it was then known, later became the Lego brick in 1953. According to his family, Page was reportedly never aware of this, and Lego later expanded its product into Western Europe. Troubled by the pressures of the business and fearing a collapse of his company, Page took his own life in 1957, 2 years before Lego expanded its product market. British Lego Limited began in late 1959, and the first sets were sold the following year. His widow later said he died before Lego expanded to Britain and didn't know about it. Lego would eventually acquire the residual rights to the Kittycraft brick designs in 1981, and in an out-of-court settlement, Lego paid £45,000 to the owners. For being a pioneer in the market of plastic toys, Page was recognized as an innovator in child education and toy design in 2007, with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the British Toy and Hobby Association. You might think that Lego would want to sweep this kind of thing under the rug, but Lego actually does acknowledge Kittycraft as the origin of the Lego brick on their website, although telling a different story of how things happened. Lego says it contacted Kittycraft in the late 50s to ask the company if it would object to the Lego brick, and Kittycraft did not, thus giving Ole the green flag. On that very happy note, here are 4 more times Lego has copied or, at the very least, borrowed from its competition. Flash forward to 2017, and Lego has begun releasing sets from its newest theme, Brickheads. Now, it was pretty clear that Lego saw the success of Funko Pops and decided to join in on the craze. These small little figurines are known for their giant bobbleheads and oversized eyes, thus becoming quite the collector's item in recent years. Why that is kind of beyond me, considering that they just kind of sit there with no articulation points and are essentially just a paperweight. But regardless, these things sell pretty well, and Lego took notice. Just like Funko Pops, Brickheads also have large heads and exaggerated features, with each set being numbered to incentivize collectors. I will say though, these Brickheads are much better than Funko Pops, considering you can at least build them and there's some interaction with the toy. Either way, this is not the first time Lego has tried to capitalize on another company's success. After being introduced in the American market in 1992, K'NEX quickly became very popular for its unique building system of interlocking plastic rods, blocks, gears, wheels, and other components. Like Lego, these pieces can be assembled to make a variety of models, from roller coasters to bridges. Of course, Lego just had to get in on this action too, so it released Snap in 1998, or maybe it's pronounced Z-Nap. You know a toy has a successful legacy when you aren't even sure how to pronounce the name. Now, as one might guess, Z-Nap or Snap was by no means successful and was discontinued the following year. Snap was launched at a time when the Lego Group was experiencing many financial problems and is considered to be one of the several product lines launched during this time that almost ruined the company. If you've seen my previous videos, you know all about this. If you want to know more about just how bad Lego's situation was at that point, just check out one of my previous videos. I just so happen to mention them in, all 3 of them. Snap would release a total of 19 sets, from a motorized ant to a tricycle set. Many Snap sets did not even resemble what they were supposed to. A Lego system car looks like an actual car, regardless of the decade. But this weird red tube thing with some wheels on the side is probably not what a kid has in mind when asking for a new toy car. Look at some of these sets and tell me what you think they are in the comments. This is clearly a helicopter, right? You also have this evil robot thing on the left, and what is that on the right, like a duck? I don't even know what the thing on the bottom is, but apparently this set is the hover sub. There's just so much going on with this box art, but this is supposed to be a Jeep, or at least that's the name of the set. Why Snap had this trend of showing these alternate builds that don't resemble anything recognizable is kinda strange. The best one though has got to be the Super Constructor set, which has both this giant ant and a duck. Why any child would want to build an ant is beyond me. Also, considering that Snap had multiple ant-related sets manufactured, Set 3533 was unreleased altogether, which is probably for the best, because I don't even know what this is supposed to be, a catapult? You can find Snap sets online complete in the box for like $5 today. I admittedly didn't even remember this was a theme until like 2 years ago. But Snap is not alone, because the 90s had its fair share of LEGO themes you've probably forgotten about. Another such example being LEGO Scala. LEGO has tried to tap into the girls' toy market for decades, beginning in the 70s with the original Scala theme, which consisted of 9 jewelry-related sets from 1979 to 1980. It was basically LEGO DOTS before LEGO DOTS. And no, I'm not trying to say that LEGO copied jewelry and bracelet manufacturers, there's more to this story. Before LEGO Friends demonstrated the shocking concept that girls can also play with LEGO, the company sought to cater to girls with the second edition of the Scala theme. Scala 2 had around 80 sets from complete houses to individual dolls with accessories. These sets are a strange combination of LEGO system pieces and dolls. This theme empowered girls to learn many liberating skills, like putting on makeup and folding laundry. The theme is clearly LEGO's attempt at trying to compete with big brands like Barbie, of course focusing on dolls and an absurd amount of accessories, from hairbrushes to teapots. A lot of these sets hardly resemble LEGO, and that was likely deliberate. Barbie is no doubt popular and has been for quite some time, so LEGO was clearly trying to dip into that kind of market when they came up with this theme. One very weird thing about Scala is that some of the pieces have this floral stud pattern, thus making them unable to work with quite a few LEGO system pieces. Simply put, this theme had a lot of specialized pieces, which did not work with the traditional LEGO pieces. Overall, this theme ran from 1997 to 2001, and keep in mind, LEGO Belleville both predated and outlasted Scala, potentially because it was a lot more similar to actual LEGO and did not try to pander to Barbie fans. But LEGO and its copycat products are not limited to just traditional toys, and of course I use the term copycat very loosely, but bear with me. Of course, LEGO has also released several video games dating back to the 1990s, and one of the first of such being LEGO Loco, released in 1998. This game was a clear attempt at cashing in on the popularity of SimCity, basically rehashing the gameplay with the occasional LEGO imagery. LEGO also jumped on the bandwagon of fighting games that are similar to Smash, except for the aspects that actually make Smash unique and fun, a trend that seemingly popped up out of nowhere around 2022, and soon disappeared just as quickly as it sprung up. Brawls was actually released initially on mobile in 2019, and then got a console and PC port in 2022. The game is a platform fighter featuring LEGO characters in a 4v4 game with players fighting for control of the center of the map. Basically, it's just everyone beating each other up until someone is eliminated. Just like Super Smash Bros., Minecraft also revolutionized its respective genre when it hit the scene, and is also pretty similar to LEGO in many ways, considering that, well, they both revolve around building things, and they both have a very similar target audience. LEGO and Minecraft both began working together on sets in 2013, and is now one of the most popular themes. But LEGO wanted to try their hand at a Minecraft-style video game in the late 2010s, with the result being LEGO Worlds. Now, Worlds was like Minecraft, but without the survival mode mostly, the game mode that the majority of the fan base plays. Instead, it was entirely focused on building, finding new pieces, and discovering various structures to build through completing various missions. Well, I already talked about this game quite a bit in my LEGO Iceberg Chart Part 1 video, so I'm not super interested in going all in depth about the game's backstory. Really, all you need to know is this is a Minecraft wannabe that did not do nearly as well as it could have. If you want to learn more about that game and why it flopped, check out that video on my channel. But the biggest example that comes to mind when it comes to the LEGO game copycats is LEGO Dimensions, which utilized the Toys to Life format in that the player has minifigures and a toy pad that can be played within the game and physically too. Keep in mind, when I say copycat, I use that term pretty loosely. The Toys to Life subgenre dates back to the 80s, but it was the release of Skylanders that really put this medium on the map, making more than $3 billion for the series over just 4 years. Each Skylander game has its own portal accessory and a different take on the story than previous games. The original Skylanders Spyro Adventure starter pack ended up selling about 3 times more than initially expected. The sequel released the following year, titled Skylanders Giants, and made over $195 million in the US alone. It quickly became clear that this genre of games could make developers a lot of money, and other companies soon took notice. Instead of releasing a game for $40 or $50 at the time, you could just release a game with an accessory required to actually play the game, along with some plastic figures for at least double that initial price. Now all you have to do is convince people to buy more of these figures for the game for like $12 and you're all set. It's really not that hard to market to children, considering that when you find out your neighborhood friend, whose dad is the director of indigenous exploitation for Chevron or something, has all the new Skylanders, you suddenly realize, hey, I need to collect more of these plastic wallet emptiers if I want to maintain my street cred in my elementary school. This concept was quite the cash cow for a few years and was much more appealing than putting actual effort into making actual video game DLC. The first to copy Skylanders was naturally the Mouse with Disney Infinity, slapping a range of popular and recognizable licenses onto their game. I know it's kind of shocking that Disney saw a concept someone else came up with and decided to swoop in and make a bunch of money off of it. Disney Infinity dropped in 2013 and featured 3 installments. Nintendo also wanted in on this easy money, churning out several amiibo starting back in 2014. Nintendo has also created amiibo playing cards and plush toys in addition to the traditional figures. It was only a matter of time before LEGO wanted to toss their plastic hat in the ring, and they did so with the LEGO Dimensions Starter Pack. Released in 2015, the starter pack contained the game, a USB toy pad, and 3 minifigures. Unlike other games mentioned, Dimensions would end up expanding the genre in several ways. For one thing, players actually got to build the toy and play with the minifigures that came with the pack, instead of just putting them on a shelf to collect dust when they're not playing the game. Additionally, Dimensions had a pretty impressive range of popular licenses. Additional level packs and characters were released over the following 2 years, featuring over 30 different franchises, from Lord of the Rings to Batman. Packs were split into 4 categories: story packs, level packs, team packs, and fun packs. Players must assemble the minifigure and set by unlocking the levels in-game, which show the building instructions on screen. No sequels were released to this game, so the base game supported all of the available minifigures and expansions. In October 2017, Warner Bros. Announced that they would not be developing further content for LEGO Dimensions, thus shutting the product down. While Dimensions clearly copied other successful games within the genre, it was a fresh and ambitious take, with many disappointed to see that the theme would stop just 2 years after it started. Disney Infinity later ended in 2016, after Disney announced the production had ceased and there would be no future titles. Skylanders hasn't seen a main console release since 2016 due to Activision's intention to take an extended break from the main series. While many people have pointed to the market oversaturation, with all these new games flooding in the market at the same time, it was pretty easy for the consumer to become overwhelmed with so many different accessories and additional content. Years later, Amiibo is the only Toys to Life gimmick still around, likely because it doesn't have any games dedicated to the toys. Rather, the characters are used throughout various games on Nintendo consoles. And there you have it, a look at some intriguing times when LEGO may have taken some inspiration from its competitors. Whether it was a direct response to competition or simply parallel innovation, LEGO continues to adapt to trends in the toy market. So what do you think? Do you think LEGO copied its competitors? Let me know in the comments. Also, I got an actual microphone to record with as opposed to literally using my gamer headset. Shout out to the guy who told me that the audio in one of my videos sounded like I was recording it under a stairwell or something. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Base Bricks on YouTube for more LEGO content. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.